Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. This is Tim, and I hope you're doing well. And this is a gorgeous day because the sun is out and things are warming up and the snow is dissipating. And this is mid-February, and it's kind of interesting because I just got a very nice Christmas card from the Putt family and the God kids, and they're over across the border in Washington, and thanks to the Canadian postal system, it took all this time to arrive. So really nice, and I'm really grateful because I'm gonna just got my coffee and I'm just gonna head over to pay them a visit. And I'm pretty excited because last time when I was on the border town in Bellingham, Washington, I found a wonderful buffet by nature and by name. It's actually called the Wonderful Buffet. And I did post a video, and thank you so much for all the great suggestions. And even Chef Grace mentioned that if you just go a little bit further south, there is an even better buffet, and it's called the Four Seasons Buffet with lots of great sushis and sashimi, a grill, and fantastic lobster as well. Lobster on the half shell, fresh and succulent, so I can't wait to give it a try. And from the previous video, I got a couple of comments from viewers in Washington that were a little bit concerned about, you know, with all the issues about coming up to cross the border to Vancouver with how the sentiment is here. But no, it's always people first over policy. And if you want to come to Vancouver and visit all the great places, I'd love to show you around virtually or on video. So you're always welcome here, and it's always people over policy, as I like to say. So I'm pretty excited to see the God kids and Tom and Wilma, and also for a great buffet, and really grateful that you can join on this little food adventure, and also really grateful to Vessi for sponsoring this video. Vessi is a West Coast company that makes amazing waterproof, breathable sneakers that keeps you warm and dry when it is cold and wet outside, or a little snowy in this case. And whether at home, when running errands, and at work, or when traveling and exploring different places, they are my go-to sneakers because a sudden bout of rain isn't gonna put a stop to your everyday errands or your exploratory adventures when you're exploring a new place. And whether it is a cold and wet climate or a warm and wet climate, they also keep you cool and dry in places in the tropics as well. So I would love to show you just how waterproof they are, but unfortunately, due to the cold, the fountain over here is empty. But that's okay because we can use this, not the coffee, thankfully, but a bottle of water that still is in liquid form. And these are my Soho sneakers, fully submerged, really doused. And I just hope it doesn't turn to ice. But shoes are completely dry, and socks also. So no more wet socks here, which is particularly important when it's wintertime, and wet socks in the cold isn't a pleasant feeling. So give them a try. Visit Vessi online, and there you'll find many styles and colors to choose from. The ones I'm wearing are the Soho sneakers, one of my favorites. And check out my other favorite, the weekend sneakers. Very comfortable, lots of cushioning, so you can walk for hours and hours and days and days. And check out their accessories and apparel as well, from the Shoreline belt bag that keeps your valuables safe, secure, and dry, to the Overcast jacket that keeps you safe, secure, and dry. So check out Vessi online or in-store for their selection and sales. And if you happen to miss one of their sales, the folks at Vessi were kind enough to offer a promotion. Just visit Vessi online by going to vessi.com/Tim Lee to save 15% off your purchase. That again is Vessi online by going to vessi.com/Tim Lee to save 15% off your purchase. And with that, since we've got our coffee in hand, it's time for a bit of a road trip to the States. Come on, I hope you're hungry. Let's have a great meal together, but a little bit of driving first. Come on, let's go. And off we go on a drive on this beautiful day as we see the snow melting, passing the border, expedited thanks to Nexus, and a gorgeous drive past the Chuckanut Way, which is very fun to say. And we are now approaching because we see the Four Pines, and next to the Four Pines is the Four Seasons. And we have arrived, and this is around 3-4 o'clock. And again, always love to come to a buffet when it is early, and we see the gorgeous sign, blinking lights and all. So I can't wait to have a great buffet together. Come on, let's go. Oh, this is very nice. A bit of goldfish for decoration. And hopefully it's only for decoration and nothing more. And let's go in. Oh, and this is actually quite nice. The grill and barbecue with the lights and oh, hey Michelle.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad. This looks great. And I heard the weekend dinner was quite amazing.
You'll love it.
Oh,
What?
for one, can I get a table?
Sure, this
Oh,
way.
thank you. Oh, and while we get our table, we can see Chef hard at work. And oh, I better follow Michelle. Thank you so much. Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you. All right, so this is a cousin to the Wonderful Buffet, and thank you so much for those who have reached out and suggested to visit this place because it is quite gorgeous here. A bit more modern with the grill and barbecue, and all the way down there are the endless stations of Chinese food and seafood and all that good stuff. But before starting on the buffet, I see there is an all-you-can-drink option for $1.75. And I have ordered that, and one of my favorites is the Dr. Pepper. And I forgot to mention the drinks aren't included, but the buffet is $22 on a weekend buffet with lobster and grills and seafood. And I can't wait, and I see our drink coming. Oh, thank you so much. This has come at a perfect time. Let's give it a try after that long drive to a great buffet. Oh, nothing like an ice cold Dr. Pepper. Nice and refreshing and cherry-y. I think that's the best way to describe it. So with that, let's start on the buffet. Come on, let's go. All right, so it's around 4 o'clock and the dining room is completely full and a lot of stations to try, but from the hot food. But we'll start off with the gorgeous sushi first. All right, and it is looking absolutely delicious with Chef hard at work, slicing the sushi rolls and beautiful sashimis all around, from the salad to the sashimi to the gorgeous sushis. Okay, so let's start off with my second favorite salad, a sashimi salad. And the most favorite salad is potato, but this will do. A bit of green. And it might be a bit redundant, but we can go for the sashimis. Let's see. A bit of tuna, a bit of Pacific salmon from the Atlantic area, and a bit of Thai, I believe, or snapper, right over here. And that is looking pretty messy, but what is not looking messy are the gorgeous rolls and maybe a salmon. Oh, and now we come to the rolls. And this is one of the best looking California roll I've seen because it is a dynamite roll with avocado, so a little bit of California inspiration. So the tail and the middle. All right, oh, and moving on, we're going from California to Philly, I believe, with the cream cheese right over here. Oh, and that's looking absolutely gorgeous. And finally, this is a California roll with a bit of salmon on top. And I gotta say, the sushi and the sashimi here looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and let's see what else we have. So this is a salad station, and these are the sauces. And above is a map to said sauce. And when you see the tartar sauce, I hope there is fried fish. But this is a salad station, some iceberg and shrimp and mussels. And let's look at the salads here. Beautiful veggies, a bit of rocket, and a shrimp salad. And we'll go for a little bit. And it's nice that they're all deshelled. Oh, and dear Lord, this is one of my least favorite salad, ambrosia. Now that we have the sushis, maybe something a little bit warmer. And right back here is a sinfully delicious station. Okay, so let's see what we have right over here. These are filler. These are pork buns. And as much as I like it, I'm gonna refrain. And a viewer was mentioning about great egg drop soup, so I gotta go for that. Some French fries, and I believe this is fried chicken or sweet and sour chicken with a sweet and sour sauce there. But maybe we'll go for the fried chicken wings there. But before that, a bit of crab rangoon, and to keep it company, some spring roll or two. a bit of garlic bread, and the Chinese donut for dessert. Okay, and we got to switch to the other side. All right, so the donuts here, and oh my goodness, these were the chicken wings, and if they were as good as the one at Wonderful Buffet that Parker suggested, this would be a treat. Oh, that is massive. That is a drumette, but is as big as a drumstick. And the wing. Hello. Oh, what is this? Oh, banana.
Yeah, banana.
Oh, all right. Well, you can't win them all, but to make up for it, we have the fried shrimp. And I just realized this is a plate of deep fried goodness with a second shrimp. Skipping the bananas, but oh, look at this. A gorgeous hot sour soup, and then the wonton soup. But with all the fried food, let's get back to the table. All right, so I can definitely see the similarity from the Four Seasons buffet to the Wonderful buffet. But you might have noticed some additional items on the table. I couldn't help but resist to get the soup, the hot and sour soup, and the egg drop soup with the crispy bits. And we also have the tartar sauce over there. And to make use of the sauce, we will employ the deep fried shrimp. There we go. A dunk. Nothing fancy, but a nicely breaded crunchy shrimp, and Golden Corral would be proud. Very nice. I'm kind of curious to try the shrimp salad here. Oh, that is a surprise, because while it looks spicy, it really isn't. Very mild, but with a strong flavor of sesame oil in the best possible way, because it is nice and aromatic. And even though the shrimp isn't very spicy, we gotta try the hot and sour soup and a little bit of crispy bits. Give it a mix. It is spicy and very flavorful. It does have a kick to it. So if you are not into spice, you better watch out. But to counteract that spiciness, one of my favorite combinations, a spring roll, dunked into the soup. And this is a veggie spring roll, and hot and sour soup can even make a veggie spring roll good. Very nice. And as some of the viewers mentioned, that there's nothing as comforting as some egg drop soup, and we'll add a bit of crunchy bits to it as well. Very nice indeed. And if you're not into spicy, this is a great soup for you. Very flavorful, brothy, and eggy. Oh, that is very nice. And before we let the sashimi and the sushi gets too cold, let's give it a try. I think this is snapper. Ooh, right in here. The sushi and the sashimi at Wonderful Buffet was very good. The sushi and sashimi here is far better. Very nice and fresh. And I gotta try to have a bit of veggies. As Steve would say, eat your veggies. So a bit of rocket, a bit of avocado, and a lot of sashimi. It does need a bit of soy sauce because there's not too much flavor here. A bit of wasabi as well. Oh, much better. And I gotta try that gorgeous looking shrimp tempura roll, or the dynamite roll, with some avocado, a fried shrimp on the tail side. a dunk. I know the rolls can be filling, but they are worth it. Beautifully prepared, perfect ratio of rice and filling and seafood and a topper as well. And finally, I gotta try that chicken wing because it is massive. The chicken wings at Wonderful Buffet was very good. And again, Parker, thank you so much for the recommendation. And this is even better because it's even crunchier and juicier and bigger. Really well done. That is a 5 or 6 biter. So I'm gonna finish the first course of appetizers and I'll take you back for more hot food. They even have lobster as well, so I gotta try that. Although a premium item like lobster, once it comes out, it gets taken, so we gotta time it carefully. So we'll take you back. Oh, cheers. Much needed after round 1. And again, the sushi and the sashimi, very fresh, beautiful salmon, nice and glistening, as was the tuna. But the crab rangoon, as nice as it was really, really filling. So just be careful of that. But then the sushi is absolutely gorgeous. The Philadelphia roll, beautifully done. And again, the sushi and sashimi here, done very, very well. And with our first course gone, let's go for round 2. Let's go. Okay, and oh, this is interesting. I haven't noticed, but there is a bar area for the beers and of course the sodas over there. And chef is working hard away as well. And I wonder with the rice noodles if we can do a Singaporean rice noodle as well. But it is mesmerizing to watch. But let's go for our second round. Oh, and this is interesting. I've always wondered what these are. And I believe these are the ones with the marble inside, so might be fun to try. All right, so this round, I believe it's time to go for some seafood and the Chinese food, with all the items being restocked here. But let's take a look at what's over there. So some cheesy mushrooms, and this looks to be a very popular item. That is the baked oyster, and I remember it was full before. So as we wait for the oysters, we can go for some fish here in butter sauce. I believe this is sole. A little bit more. And with all the sauce, I'm gonna be right back because I think we'll need something to soak up all that wonderful sauce with a nice fried rice right here. All right, and before you know it, the oysters are all full. So it's pretty cool. Just wait 30 seconds if something's out, and immediately it gets replenished. Okay, so right here. All right, and moving on, a gorgeous shrimp with sauce and its counterpart fried. So since we have the rice, go for a little bit here, and with an imitation crab right on top. Oh, and what the heck, deep fried golden shrimp. And from one crustacean to the next, a deep fried crab as well. Sorry? Is it? Oh, thank you. And another one for good measure. Oh my goodness, look at this. Beautiful barbecue ribs. And I can't resist. Let's go for one. Oh, nice and sticky. All right, and this, I believe it says beef brisket, but I don't know. Let's give it a try. Looks can be deceiving. Okay, right over here. Oh dear, I think I might have taken too much, but that's okay. I think with the brisket, We might need something to sop up all the juicy goodness, and I think a piece of garlic bread would be in order. And I know too much bread, but that's okay. It looks like it's loaded with butter. And let's see what we have. So next station here, all the Chinese food. And this is the coveted Cajun boil. And they have loads of lobster here, but I believe they are the first to go. But that's okay. We can wait a little bit and more will come. But for now, snow crab right over here. And one of the nice thing about a seafood boil is you root around and you find luscious potatoes right here. And we'll do another. And we'll definitely keep an eye on that. But to wrap up this plate, we can top it off with a beautiful pot sticker. Let's go around here. All right. And that will be it. All right. And it's kind of nice. There's not enough room. Oh, wow. Oh, this is clams.
Yep.
So maybe just one more. Thank you so much. Okay, and I think Jade is gonna get jealous. And a big pot full with the juices. And that will be it for round 2. It is nice to come back to the table and find something new because we've got our Dr. Pepper, and this is the bubble drink. And Michelle was kind enough to bring one to the table when I commented on that. But while we have all the hot food here, we better start on it while it's still nice and warm. And I think the baked oyster is definitely one to start with. Oh, and beautiful baked oystery goodness. Oh, that is painfully hot. Oyster is baked perfectly, nice and juicy. And a little bit of the mussel there. Very nice. But I'm quite curious because the gentleman, when I was at the buffet, said the sole was very good. I know I've waited a while. Let's give that a try with its sauce and the rice. Oh. And it is. And this is saying something about the wisdom of the crowds. Fish is nice and tender and buttery, and that rice soaks up that gorgeous sauce. And as good as the fish is, I believe the shrimp and the rice would be equally as good, if not better. And it is. But right in front of me are the beautiful clams, and there is lots of them because of the bowl. Not really black bean, but should be just as good. Oh. The clam broth is nice and deep and seafoody, nice and sweet as well. And before it gets too cold, we do need to dive in to that gorgeous sticky rib. Beautiful barbecue flavor. Oh. Stick to your ribs or stick to its rib goodness. And really well done here. Very tender with a bit of a bite. So there is some texture. Very good and messy. And one thing I'm not too sure about is that brisket. Let's give that a try. Well, it looks like it tastes, or it tastes like it looks. So, very edible. So I will finish that, but we will take a detour for the pot sticker in the pot sticker sauce. A nice redemption. Nicely fried, thin wrapper, and lots of filling. So I'm going to take a break, and I am really curious as to how to drink this. So there's some directions here. Serve, drink chilled, remove the plastic film on the top, pop out the center from the cap, which will be used to open the bottle. Let's give this a try. Okay, I should have done this before the ribs. Okay. Oh. So this is said cap. Very interesting here. So definitely a bit confusing here. Ah, I see. So you take this off. All right, and I should have read the instructions. Ah, okay, so I gotta pop this out. And there we go. Oh, finally, Dr. Pepper is easier. And we can certainly use a drink with a bubble. Cheers. The bubble gets in the way, but very refreshing. And let me know if I'm drinking this right, but still very good. All right, now moving on, let's try that seafood boil. So a beautiful snow crab. Deshelling it. Give it a crack. Oh, cracks beautifully. And hopefully we can get everything out in one. Carefully. Ah, not too bad though. Still very good with a beautiful spice. And we should try some of the potatoes, my favorite veggie. As good as the seafood is, in the Cajun boil, having a bit of potato with that wonderful spicy broth soaks up all the flavor, spice, and sweetness of the seafood. Very good. So I do have a lot to finish up here, but it's actually quite easy because most of this is shell and bones. So I'll finish this up quickly and go for more food, and hopefully the lobsters and all the dishes and the grill are ready and waiting. Cheers. Very good. All right, so that round was a lot heavier than I thought. The crab, a lot of work. The brisket, a bit dry, but with that garlic toast, we managed to finish. But to make up for it, that crispy shrimp, and it's nice because you don't have to deshell anything. You can eat the shell as is. All right, let's grab a plate. All right, and right off the bat, they are restocking the lobsters. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you. Oh, it's okay. Oh, thank you. So really kind of them, and you don't have to wait too long because they keep this all stocked up. So really generous of them, and let's see what else we have to accompany the lobster. Plate's getting so full, but let's grab a bit of rice right over here. Ooh, and let's see. Oh, we gotta go for a bit of the sweet and sour chicken, General Cho style, next to the rice. Oh, and I can see a Panda Express plate coming together. Let's see, black pepper chicken, some squid, broccoli, and while I love a walnut shrimp, I'm just getting too full, but never too full for some noodles in the form of lo mein right here. Oh, and what the heck, some shrimp with the gorgeous sauce, lots of butter. And with the lobster, I think we better head back, but oh, let's see, I forgot. It would be nice to get a little bit of fried rice noodles. Let's see, we'll grab the plate here. All right, so a bit of rice noodles, or a lot. And by a lot, I mean too much. Now this is nice, and I'm getting really full here, but what you could have done was to grill up some pork chops and some fish or some beef. So I'm gonna go for a Singaporean fried noodle with a bit of chicken.
Yes, chicken.
Oh, thank you. Oh, all right, a bit of shrimp,
Fish.
I believe an egg as well. And let's see, what goes into a Singaporean fried noodle? Oh, some green and red pepper right here. A bit of sprouts, a bit of onions, and a bit of scallions. And I think that is the basis for the Singaporean fried noodle with a touch of curry powder. Hi Derek, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh good, I saw you grilling up all the great food here and the steaks. I'm wondering, I have an egg here as well. Can we do a Singaporean fried noodle with curry?
Okay.
Oh,
With the curry?
oh, okay, I'll put it in here. I'm not sure how much we do, but let's make it extra spicy. Okay. Thank you so much.
No.
Maybe a touch more curry. Oh, can I put more?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Give it a squirt. Ooh. Maybe a bit too much, but that is user error. Yes.
Actually, what?
Oh, yes, please. Little bit of garlic.
Okay.
Oh,
Rồi.
thank you, Derek.
Yêu.
And with that, we better go back to our table because the Singapore fried noodles and the lobster are waiting. So the rounds get bigger and bigger, and round 2 was substantial, but this is kind of over the top. A lot of lobsters, 3 half lobster, and I got some of the potatoes. They were really good. And the Chinese food, and of course, the Singaporean fried rice noodle. And I certainly overdid it, but Derek was quite nice to fry up this wonderful noodle. And just a bit of sriracha on the side. Okay, so let's give this a try. Okay, beautiful noodles. And it's not just curry sauce because Derek was putting all sorts of additional sauces and seasoning. And you can tell because this is so flavorful over and above the curry sauce or the curry powder, a bit of shrimp, a bit of noodles, and all that gorgeous seasoning. Very nice to have the Singaporean fried noodles. And I can see Derek cooking up a storm right there. And again, on a hibachi, not on a wok. This is very good. And to make it better, let's dig in to lobster number 1 onto the noodles. And let's dig into it. Okay, a bit of a wiggle. All right. Nice lobster meat with the noodles. A perfect combination because that lobster is nice and fresh. Just pull the whole tail out, beautifully delicate and cooked beautifully with the wonderful spicy goodness. A little bit of sauce, more noodles. This is perhaps the best Singaporean fried rice noodles I've ever had with lobster. Very nice. And well, I thought I was going to be in trouble with all this food. I think I'm actually going to be okay because it is very tasty. And switching things around, another noodle, the lo mein with a shrimp underneath. The lo mein is pretty good, not bad, nice and flavorful, well cooked. A bit of shrimp, but make sure if you're here and you can only have one, go see Derek for the Singaporean noodles. Nice spice. Dr. Pepper. And I gotta try the General Cho's chicken, and it is a massive one. All right. A bit of sweetness, a bit of tang, a bit of deep fried goodness, everything together in one. So, my goodness, a lot of food. So I'll finish up the Chinese plate and 2 more lobsters to go. What a wonderful problem to have, and I'll take them back for dessert. Okay, the bubble soda this time. And messy. 3 rounds, and that's all I can handle. And I always say seafood with all the shells, it's not a lot of food, but they were certainly generous, and it was a lot of food. But I gotta say, the lobster is cooked absolutely perfectly, nice and succulent, fresh and tender. And as good as a lobster is, I hate to say it, that potato takes the cake because it soaks up all that lobster flavor and the seasoning. But now it's time for dessert, and it's gonna be a very small dessert, which is just as well because they are closing up, and with the filming and the loads of eating, it actually takes quite a bit of time. So I'm just gonna go light with a bit of fruit and some pastries, maybe an elephant ear over here, some cream puffs, some chocolate layer cake right here. Oh, and I think this is it, except there is something rather curious here. Not sure what this is, but let's give it a try. A roly-poly cake, and I've come to really enjoy the Asian desserts with the Logan and the mandarin orange and the lychee nut. So I have an idea, and I'm just scanning on the row of desserts, the banana and its cousin, the banana pudding. But I believe down the line, this is rice pudding or tapioca pudding. So what we are gonna do is make a concoction for ourselves, a bowl here with a base of pudding, tapioca style, and a quick trip to the ice cream machine right over here. And this will be our halo halo sundae with some crunchy nuts. Oh, and I should have double checked. I hope these are sweet. Some chocolate clusters in the form of raisins. Well, that's okay, because we will top this off with a bit of Logan right here, a bit of mandarin oranges, tie it up. Oh, and finally, instead of a cherry on top, it is topped with lychee, and we have the 10-second rule. Okay, better not. We'll just get rid of that, and this will be our modest dessert. All right, so a modest dessert is becoming quite sizable, and I kind of overdid it with all the toppings here, and I'm really curious as to what those crunchy bits are, and I'm really hoping they're sweet and they're not the wasabi nuts there. And they are nice and sweet. Little peanut nut clusters, a bit of sugar for some crunchiness. A nice relief there. And I gotta try, hiding right behind, is that chocolate little something. Almost lost it there, but this is a chocolate brownie with a bit of frosting on top. Nice and crumbly. And it is pretty heavy, so to counteract that heaviness, a bit of ice cream on its own. Nice, refreshing ice cream. And to make it even better, a bit of Logan and a bit of mandarin, oranges that is. A really nice combination. So this is the Four Seasons and not the Four Seasons Hotel. As I mentioned, I'm not the only one who made that mistake. But this is a Four Seasons buffet. Really nice, $22 on the weekends with the lobster and the crab and that wonderful sole fish that people were kind enough to recommend. And of course, Derek on the hibachi grill with the Singapore rice noodle. So again, a cousin to the Wonderful Buffet, but I think it actually steps it up a notch. So if Wonderful Buffet is watching, hopefully they can compete and get even better and better. But either one, it's a fantastic deal. So thank you so much for joining. Beautiful place here, and as you can see, it is dying down because I've been here for a while. So until we see each other again, I hope you're keeping well, I hope you're eating well, and I hope you're traveling well. And with that, a lychee nut to finish off the dessert. Very good. So again, thank you so much for joining, and bye-bye and God bless. And more people are coming.